Hey guys, Lethal Leslie here, and today I'm going to be covering Tarkov for the first time on the channel. And the first video we're going to be doing is on how to make rubles fast in the game. You can make millions in a day with this method, which is pretty sweet. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to show you is the value of my account, obviously to show that I have made a lot of rubles in a very short amount of time. Obviously, I'm not sure if I can prove to you in any way how long I've had the account, but I promise you, at the time of making this video, I have only been playing the game for about 4 days now. So let's start off with my character, and bulbs, we'll talk about them a little bit later. That's going to be one of the things I'm trading in. You can trade in almost anything. Right now for me it's bulbs. You can see I've got 2 million up there. These are the things I have. Obviously that med case is quite expensive. That docs case is quite expensive. We roll down here, we've got ammo case, which is quite expensive. We have a key tool, which is quite expensive. We also have a key here if you filter it on the market, which is currently, is it not on the market at the moment? Filter by item. We need to get rid of the stuff up here. Let's go back, open up, filter by item, and you can see, whoa, this key has gone up like 300k right now. This key was like 700k. It's now 900k right now. That is a temptation to sell right there. So yeah, we've got some insane value, but not just that, we did a lot in the hideout as well. Main thing that we've done in the hideout being, let me just scroll across here, the stash. This is the most expensive thing. We spent 3.5 mil on this, so 3.5 million rubles. So in total, I think we've got around 10 million rubles in something like 4 days of playtime. Again, if I know how to check my playtime, I'd show you guys, but I'm not sure if you even can. I'm sure there probably is a way, but I don't know how to do it right now because I am a noob. So yeah, that's the value we've made so far, and this is how I did it. So let's go into the trading first and show you what I do. I'm going to be showing you bulbs today. There's loads of things you can do it on, basically anything. Some things work better than others, obviously. That's kind of the way these things work. And bulbs have been working quite well for me. So say for instance you did want to use bulbs. These are the filters you're going to want to put in. For starters, obviously you're going to want to put rubles in, and the other important filter in my opinion is quantity. I always put 2 quantity in because I feel it saves you a lot of wasted time trying to get the ones with 1 quantity. It's so competitive. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 people trying to buy these bulbs at one time, or any other item, maybe 20, I don't know. And to try and get 1 in 20 or 1 in 10 to win a certain item, I feel is not worth your time. But when it comes down to 2 or 3s or 4s, you can see there's a 5 here with bulbs right now. We'll try and get a bulb on that in a second. Your chances of grabbing at least 1 for a really good price increase massively. So let's see if we can add 1 or 2 bulbs to our collection right here, right now. We got 1. It was quite delayed there. Did we get a second one? We got a second one. We got a third one. And we got 3 out of the 5 there. That wasn't bad at all. So as you can refresh, you can see those bulbs we picked up there for 14,499. We could instantly sell easily on for 19 right now, because if you refresh, I'm sure that 18 one's gone. Yeah, it's gone. So 19 is what they're going for at the moment. And they do fluctuate during different times of the day as well. Late at night, I'm talking really late, 5 in the morning UK time, they will go up to maybe 22 and 23s. But sometimes prices move permanently anyway, and bulbs have actually dropped to around 20 at the moment, and that is kind of what I'm selling for. The maximum I'm paying for them, for example, is 5k, so that is a 5k profit pre-tax when I decide to sell these bulbs. Another little thing I will mention is when you press purchase, you do not want to move your mouse over to the yes button. You want to use the Y that's in brackets. This is such a small tip, and I'm sure most of you guys will know about it, but if you're not doing that and you are moving your mouse over to press Y, or yes should I say, your chances of getting it are going to be far slimmer, because obviously you've got to move that mouse, and in that time a lot of the cheaper ones will have already sold. So you want to press purchase and just press Y on your keyboard straight away, and you'll instantly be able to get them, well, a lot more anyway than moving the mouse across. So now let's go into a listing, and as you can see right now, this is my stash. I already have a lot of bulbs that I've been picking up today, and I picked all these bulbs up in around, I would say, maybe 40 minutes time, 40 minutes to an hour's time. I managed to pick up all these bulbs, probably closer to an hour actually. I've been trying to pick up and sell around 100 bulbs a day. Some days I did more, I think, because I was just killing it, but in general, I think you can pick up easily around 200 and sell on 200 for about 5k profit bulbs in 2 to 3 hours if you put the work in. So let's click on them all now, and there's very important when listing something to understand the tax of an item. For example, I'm going to be trying to sell these bulbs on, or I am going to be selling these bulbs on, probably for 19,999, and that leaves me there with a tax of 4k on this item. No, that's 2 items, sorry, let me take that off. So 2.5k tax on this item. So most of the bulbs I picked up for, I would say, probably around 14 on average. So some have been picked up for 15, no more than 15. Some will have even been picked up for 10s and 9s and 8. But on average, I would say most of the bulbs are around 14. So it's probably around 6k profit per bulb before we take the tax out. So if we take the tax out of that, on each bulb, we would only be making 4.5k. But with this game, the way it works is the more you list, you only pay 1 tax. I know the tax doubles there on screen, but when you actually list the item, you only lose the item for 1 tax. So the more bulbs you list, the less that tax is going to cost you. So you can make that 2.5k back on every single bulb, assuming that you obviously list every single one. Say you list 100, for example, and it's 2.5k tax. What's that going to be? It's going to be something like 20 tax per bulb, something like that. And it's basically nothing. It's 20 rubles per bulb tax, or maybe even less. I'm not sure. I haven't done the maths. That is somewhat of a guess. So hopefully it's somewhat accurate. And that's kind of the way it works. So let's go and click all our bulbs here and list them up for a good price. How much did we manage to get in the end? We've ended up with 88 bulbs. So you can see the tax, if we were paying individually to list them, would have been 213,000 rubles. But in the end, the tax will work out to be 2,500. So we're going to place this now. And if you look up here at my menu, you'll see that 200,000 does not go. 1932 is what we've got now. And we're going to place these up for 19,999. Let's place them up. And as you can see, we lose 2,500 up in the top corner because that only counts as 1 listing. So that is basically the most important thing when it comes to listing on this game, is that you appreciate the tax system. And if you are trying to trade, the more you buy, the more you list, the better it'll work and the more profit you're going to make on each individual item. Obviously, another thing that's very important is the time of day and the fluctuation. You can see my bulbs are already coming in at the 3rd most expensive bulbs. The rest of them are obviously coming in now slowly, and as you refresh it, you'll see they'll go. Now it's the 4th most expensive, so I've got a real good chance of selling these quite fast. In fact, I might not have to wait a long time at all. Sometimes you may have to wait an hour or 2 depending, but that's your time to play games and do other things. Then I like to stock up again and just have stuff selling on the transfer list. And by doing this, I managed to easily make around 2.5k when I'm absolutely killing it. I'm pushing really hard to make a lot in the last 4 days. And then on the other days that I haven't been pushing so hard, I've been able to chill a bit more and still make 1.5 million coins by doing that. And obviously I've had a lot of raids and things like that, and that's where the 10-12 million that my account's worth has come from. So hopefully this video's helped. Obviously you don't have to use bulbs. Bulbs are actually just the example I use for this video. There are many other things you can choose. For example, these phase control relays underneath are actually not bad themselves. You can make a lot on these. They're a little bit harder to snipe because people don't often have 2 of them. But when someone does have 2 of them, for example, this one at 20,000 right here, and they are going for 29,000, so that's almost 10,000 rubles, assuming that you get a lot of them and bring that tax down. Obviously that's the way it works. Once you're on a product, you're best off getting it as much as you can. And again, then one's popped up for 19. There's only 1 available though. Another good item in this section is the, where is it now? The gas analyzers. You can see there's 500 of these on the market at the moment, and they currently go for around the 30,000 mark. Again, 27,000 now. You see if you refresh. Let me put a quantity number on these so we can get a little bit of a better look. So if we go to 2 and go search, yeah, you can see 31,000 is the going price, and these 2 right here are relatively cheap. So if you refresh, is that there? Because I'll buy that if it's there. It is. We'll have those 2 gas analyzers, and we'll take these gas analyzers here as well, 2 of them. And then if we'll add them to list right now, where are they? Let me get rid of that. Here they are. We've got 4 gas analyzers there. We're going to put them up at 29,999 and add. We will lose 2.5k. Again, obviously same kind of value as the bulbs. And we will list 4 of them. So we would have lost around 5k if they were all listed. And it actually took the tax for all of them, which is not the case. So we'll sell these for 2,999 and we'll make about 40,000, 35,000 for these after tax, which is pretty decent. And we'll list them up right now. I think as well, if I'm not mistaken, you can see our bulbs have started selling. They've all sold, in fact. Which is pretty cool. Good way to end the video. You can see the profits coming in from what we've sold right there. So if we go to, we'll put them all in our stash. We'll open up our docks and we'll put the rubles in here. And just like that, we managed to make a lot of rubles from the trading we've done today. And that is how it's done. Hopefully it was clear enough anyway. Obviously my first video on Tarkov. I'm still a bit of a noob myself, but I'm loving the game. What a great game it is. If you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching as always, and take it easy.